Hi folks, Aaron here. Welcome back to my anime review. Today, we are looking at March Comes Alliance, second season, episode 12, which, hands down, one of the best episodes I've seen of this show so far. Honest to God, you know, it is crazy how this week's episode had some of the most raw emotions we've seen from the show so far, and it's really not even involving our main protagonist. Ray takes basically a backseat to this week's episode. It's Hina, it's Akari, and also it's the teachers involved. It's the students who are bullying Hina. That's the main focal point of this whole week's episode, and it's crazy how much I was afraid to see that at first, because I was like, how are they going to do that? You know, is Ray really not going to be in this episode at all? But lo and behold, our second core for the second season is off to one of the best starts I've seen this season. It's crazy. So the fact of the matter is that Hina's bullying continues, and once again, you know, it's another issue comes up. She tries to help with the teacher, and the teacher, you know, is actually happy that she did it, but right away you hear the rumors, oh, most likely she was the one who caused the incident, because the teacher had lost I want to say a scroll of some sort that was like the teaching diagram, and, you know, they right away started saying oh, you know, she's the one who did it. Most likely the bullies are the ones who moved it, and, you know, Hina was just lucky enough to find it. That causes our teacher, this crazy female teacher we've known from so far the last, I want to say, dozen episodes, you know, ever since the school bullying incident started, to have a mental breakdown. Now, I'll tell you guys and girls right now a short story on my half, real fast. It won't be too long, I promise you. But I actually knew in, I want to say, was it junior high? It was I think a junior high at the time, or middle school around that, where there was a certain faculty member, I'll say that, who had a nervous breakdown in front of me and my mom, and it was crazy because he just started flipping out. And I remember it was almost mirrored perfectly in this week's episode, because it's like that same thing where he grabs onto his face and just starts wailing and crying, and my mom had to calm him down, and he wasn't there very long after that. We'll say that he basically left. But yeah, it was interesting. But anyways, you know, it goes to show you though that, you know, teachers do have human things too. They can't handle certain things, and it does affect them. I mean, our teacher, we find out, you know, apparently had a whole bunch of things in the past happen to her, and that caused the same incidents to kind of repeat in her life, and to the point that, you know, this was the last straw. You know, Hina's whole thing was just basically the last thing that caused her to break. Now, our second half, we meet a new teacher who comes in, Mr. Kokubo, and Mr. Kokubo, you are freaking awesome. I know you're only living there for less than an episode, but you are a freaking awesome teacher. I can tell already. You know, so we see that he's already trying to diffuse the situation, and he does this by meeting the parties involved. So he meets the parents, or more so the mom of the bully, and also meets Akari and Hina together. But it was an incident where apparently, because some stupid kid was messing around out there, he had to leave and left both parents alone, essentially. You know, left Akari with this crazy mom who's right away saying how, you know, you have no proof that my daughter's the cause of this. Your daughter's probably the one who's doing it, and, you know, she's told me already. I kid you not, guys. I kid you not. The concepts that we're seeing in this episode are part of my real life back in school. I had been multiple times accused of bullying people, yet I was tortured by some of the people that are there, and it's right away they would hide and say, oh no, my son wouldn't do that. How could he do that? And lo and behold, that was the one who was bullying me the whole time, and yet his parent thinks that he's a saint, and I'm the one that's, because oh yeah, you know, my son's a saint, your son's the one that's probably doing it. I'm like, holy shit, this episode resonated. Woo, I'll be honest with you, it's been hard to watch some of these bullying episodes in March Comes Alliance, because of the whole fact that they've been doing that. To be honest, I'm not joking with you guys. It's like a flashback of some of the shit that I had to go through in school, and it hurts. It really does, because, you know, I remember my mom or dad, you know, being there and having to, you know, basically get into arguments with these people because there's no proof. And then lo and behold, by the way, unlike what happened in this week's episode, there was proof. A lot of times, because we had in my school a lot of cameras, you would see them bullying me and then hiding things and be like, oh, hey, look at there you go. Want more proof that I was being bullied? The camera doesn't lie. It tells you exactly what happened. But, you know, lo and behold, even when they see stuff like that, they don't want to believe it half the time. It's crazy. But, you know, school, I'll tell you, for anyone that goes through high school and has the tough experiences of bullying, stuff like that, I feel for you. You know, I empathize with you more than most people, because I understand how the craziness of that is. But that's why I'm so I want to say I'm so enthralled by March Comes Online recently because it's been really capturing that to a T. And really kind of showing that, hey, they know what they're talking about with this kind of subject material and aren't afraid to show it. And it's crazy because this is stuff that does happen. And I think, the perception is that doesn't happen in Japanese schools, but it does happen. It happens every school around the world. This is something that happens. Bullying is something that exists, and whether you turn a blind eye to it or not, it happens. So it's like, I really do love this. I love this episode because of the raw emotions and the fact that Mr. Kokubo even went up to that teacher, up to the parent, and went, "Yeah, guess what? You have no proof either to say that your daughter's innocent." It always seems like the bullies, and that's what made me laugh so hard and why I love Kokubo so much now, is because he goes, bullies always love to stay quiet and say like, "Oh, we're not in trouble for anything," or "We're not the ones involved," but lo and behold, they're actually the ones secretly being, secretly making it so the class won't respond because the class will be ridden in fear. They're like, oh, we don't want to, we want to ridicule this person because if we do, then we're going to be the next targets or stuff like that. It's so true. That's why I kid you not. Let's now talk about the good and bad this week's episode. Everything was good. That's the new opening, by the way, for the second core. I like it a lot. I don't know if I like it as much as the previous ones, but I do actually like it a lot because the same band that did the music for Welcome to the Ballroom, and I think that they have a great voice, and I think it works really well for March Comes Alive. The ending song, very well animated. I'm not a diehard fan of the song, but I do like it. And in terms of everything, just this episode was amazing just because of the raw emotions and the concepts that we saw. If anything bad about this week's episode, I probably think the only moment I was like, why was that necessary, was the weird dream that she had with, at one point, not with the mom, with the part where her grandfather, or excuse me, his grandfather, her grandfather was yelling at her in like a demon mask. That was a little strange and off-putting, but, I get that they had to kind of like lull you out of the, the intensity that this week's episode was throwing at you. Anyways, what did you guys think about this week's episode? That's my question to you all. Let me know in the comments below. As always, if you liked my reviews, please think about hitting the subscribe button and sharing the video. Thank you so much, by the way. 1,400 subscribers as of just a little while ago. I'm at 1,401 right now. I'm so appreciative, guys and girls, everyone that has made my channel the way it is now. I'm so happy about that. Thank you so much. Hopefully I continue and we can get to 1,500 by the end of the year. That'd be nice. Well, we'll see what happens. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great, blessed day, everyone. Bye-bye, everyone.